Hi, it's me again. First off, I have a new field monitor. I was using a 5-inch field monitor mounted to my camera, which is about 5, maybe 7 feet away. So I was using this 5-inch field monitor to try to tell if I was in focus, and my aging eyes weren't able to do it very well. So I bought a 10-inch field monitor, and now I can really see whether or not I'm in focus. So look, I'm looking at myself. Now I'm looking at you. Here's looking at you, kid. So look, I feel like I need to address what I talked about last time, because somebody made a comment and it kind of struck home for me. And I can totally understand why somebody who's not involved in the arts would take what I said slightly in the wrong way, take offense to it. What I spoke about last time was truth, and a sort of super truth that I was dealing with as an artist. And first off, what I want to say is that I understand what truth is. And I know that over the past almost 10 years, we as a society have been dealing with this onset of false narratives and the idea that truth isn't an absolute. Well, truth is an absolute. It is either something is either true or it is false. That's the construct. And I get that, and I agree with that. I am 100% on board with the idea that truth is an absolute. Now, let me try to better explain what I was talking about last week, or explain it in a way that won't rub non-artists. It won't rub against the grain of non-artists. Sometimes I edit myself as I'm going because as a writer, I don't like to repeat words. So I'll speak a sentence. I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I said that word. I can't repeat that word. Sorry, you just have to deal with that. Okay, so let me try to explain the relationship that artists have with the truth. Now, this is with the understanding that at least me as an artist I know that truth is an absolute. However, we have a unique relationship with the truth as artists. So I'm going to try to explain it to you in the simplest way possible. What our truth as an artist, what we do is we try to blend fiction with reality in such a way that it's believable. Such that when I'm on stage, I'm not an actor playing Sweeney Todd. I am Sweeney Todd. I have to approach it that way. Otherwise, an audience won't necessarily be willing to either suspend their disbelief or follow along with me, follow along the journey that the character takes, because they'll see through the lie. And as an artist, we don't want people to see through the lie unless that's the conceit of what we're doing. Because I have been in productions where the idea was to invite the audience in on the lie. But for the most part, what we try to do is we take a lie, because I'm not Sweeney Todd, and we play it in such a way, we approach it in such a way where I become Sweeney Todd. And that's sort of the relationship with truth that I was talking about. And I have to do that not just as an actor, but as a writer as well. if I'm writing, okay, so let's just take, for example, the Violent Delight series that I'm writing right now. Okay. So if I approach that series in such a way where as I'm writing this, I go, I don't believe it. I don't believe this could happen. I don't believe these characters. I don't believe in anything I'm writing. If I approach it that way, it's going to come across as false. And nobody's going to accept it. Nobody's going to be willing to go along on that journey. Now, if, on the other hand, I approach this book, or whatever book in that series I'm working on, which right now is book number 4, if I approach that in such a way where I am fully on board with it, I fully believe that not only this could happen, but as I'm writing it, that it is happening, I bridge the fiction with reality. And that's the goal. At least for me, that's the goal, is to bridge fiction and reality such that they kind of blend together. So that when a reader reads something I've written or an audience watches me portray a character, they are fully invested and are able to believe what is happening, either on the page or the stage. And if I am incapable of bridging those two things together, the lie and the truth, at least from my perspective, I have failed whatever it is, that project. I have failed that project if I can't bridge those two things together. And I know it's really hard. It's so hard to even accept the idea that someone could approach truth with anything but the accepted definition of what truth is. But when we're talking about art, as I mentioned earlier, we have to suspend disbelief. We have to be willing to go, okay, this isn't really happening, but I believe it. I believe it in this moment. I believe what I'm watching is reality. Because, I mean, let's face it, it really is, it's reality. You are literally at a performance. You are watching real people perform real works. But the truth is, they're performing a lie. Hello, Oni. That's Oni Baloney down there. She's at my feet meowing. She's not going to stop. I know, I hear you, Oni. I don't know if you can hear her, but I sure can. Anyway, so it is challenging. It really is. And I have had myself seriously challenged in situations where I'm performing like absurdist theater, where everything that my character says, everything I say on stage is absolutely absurd, totally disjointed from reality. But I have to make it real. I have to make it believable that that character would say and think those things or do those things. Just like when with the Violent Delight series, it started out here, and it's going to here, because that's kind of the way series have to go. You have to keep adding on and making the reader go through this roller coaster of ups and downs, and each up has to get bigger and bigger and bigger. But at the same time, I have to make those ups and downs believable. I have to make them seem true, seem feasible, seem logical and viable. Because otherwise, why am I bothering? Now, of course, there are genres that, just like absurdist theater, there's absurdist writing, where you go in going, none of this is possible at all. Like when I watch horror movies like Hellraiser. I don't watch Hellraiser thinking the Cenobites are probably real, and this either can happen or will happen sometime in my lifetime. I don't do that. But I'm willing to suspend disbelief and go, I believe that in this moment. For these characters within the confines of this movie, I believe it. I believe what they are saying is truth. Just like when I'm on stage. I want the audience to believe what I'm saying, what I'm doing, how I'm reacting to the other characters on stage. I want everyone to believe that all of that is truth, even though it's a lie. So this relationship with truth that artists have, it's not flexible with regards to the literal definition of truth. It just kind of has an addendum on it to say, it's an asterisk that says, okay, we know what truth is and we know what a lie is. But what we're going to do is blend those things together for just this moment, for just this piece of art, such that you can enjoy this story. Because otherwise, as I said before, what's the purpose? Anyway, thank you so much again. I'm sorry that I'm bombarding you with all of these videos. It'll taper off unless everybody goes, no, keep bringing them. We love you. We'll see. Anyway, I'm just kind of excited to get back into the groove of things with this video series and with my new equipment and you having to look at my face. I apologize for that. Anyway, thank you again for giving me the time out of your incredibly busy day and allowing me to reach out to you and touch you, not literally, figuratively speaking, of course, and maybe impart some semblance of wisdom into your life and maybe entertain you. I don't know, maybe not. Anyway, thank you. If you've enjoyed this, subscribe to it. If not, I understand. But if you think you know somebody that would benefit from what I've said, please share it with them, because sharing is caring. Anyway, thank you very much and have a wonderful, wonderful day.